Hello and welcome to Phase 4 of the 6 phases of life after career. My name is Linnell and I am the host and chief cheerleader of the Bold Women group. And Phase 4 is Search and Sample. When you are in Phase 3 and you finally realize that you've got 20, 30 years left and you've got to get your shit together and find something that will give your life meaning. You want to find something that you can do that will help you spend your time in a meaningful way, with a purpose, giving back. And in the search and sample phase, you're asking yourself, what can I do? You want to learn something, you want to learn to do something, maybe volunteer, maybe learning a hobby or an activity that you can spend, so you can spend time with your friends or your family. What can I do that's meaningful? And in one respect, this is good because you're taking action, right? You're taking action to improve your life, to improve yourself. But I found that unless you are really focused on looking for those things that resonate with you, that are meaningful to you, that you find interesting, that really you have an affinity for, you'll be starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping a lot of different things. And that's really frustrating and can be unpleasant. And the last thing that you need is to be having this sense of failure again, right? And that is one of the biggest reasons why this phase is very much like phase 2, in that it's a transition phase. You don't really stay in this phase. You either do find something that is totally rewarding that you want to, wrap your arms around and embrace, and that helps you move into the transmute phase, which is phase 5, and further towards fulfillment. But if you find yourself trying and starting and stopping and feeling like you're failing, you'll find yourself in this loop back to doubt and questioning and disillusionment and reaching out and trying various things. And I would suggest that the big focus of this search, rather than what can you do that's meaningful, focus on yourself and what do you find meaningful, right? So look inward. And I have an exercise, if you will. Just 15 minutes, just grab a piece of paper and a pen. And if someone were to ask you to describe yourself, who are you, right? Don't use your job, don't use your title, don't use any hobbies that you have, don't use any responsibilities, responsibilities that you have, but who are you? What do you stand for, right? What is your why? Just take 15 minutes. It's hard. I have a hard time with it still. It does get easier, but I do believe that this is the most important step to take after you finally pull yourself up and know that you've got to do something, is look inward. Because if you're continuing to look externally without that knowledge, it's just very difficult to move into the next phase and on to fulfillment. And the next phase, again, is transmute, and I'll be back tomorrow to talk about that. And I appreciate you being here. If you've got any questions or comments or feedback, I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear your experience in this whole life after career journey. Okay? Thanks again for listening.